Hi everyone. So today I'm going to react to that vegan teacher's video on the topic of vegan phobia. She asked her viewers to share our thoughts on vegan phobia. But before we get started, I want to bring out my friend Hank, who was rescued from a factory farm to join me. Come on out, Hank.
Hi everyone, how's everybody doing? I hope better than my factory farmed friends are. I'm so thankful to be rescued, and I'm excited to be here. Just gotta ask one question to Donna. Didn't Miss Katie reach out to you a while ago for doing a possible collaboration? And she asked you to message her on her Instagram? I'm not trying to put you on blast, but did you message her yet? Just asking for a friend.
Sure, no problem. Well, I'm still not on Instagram, and I decided to just be on YouTube right now.
Well, that sounds like a decidedly reasonable answer. It's good to know that you're not dissing Miss Katie.
No, not at all. And speaking of Miss Katie, she has some pretty strong opinions on today's topic of vegan phobia. So let's watch her video and then we can share our thoughts too.
That sounds good to me. Let's watch it now.
Hey everybody over on TikTok, on Twitter, over on Instagram, and on YouTube. I'm making a video for YouTube about the concept of vegan phobia. So I'd like to know if you have ever experienced being a victim of vegan phobia. And for those of you who think that vegan phobia is not a real thing, I'd like to challenge you to try to explain why it is that so many vegans get death threats. So many vegans, when they are out doing activism, have their signs pulled away from them or are thrown dead body parts at them when they're just out there trying to defend the animals. What is it exactly that you think about vegan phobia that makes it non-existent? And what do you think about this proposal that vegan phobia is as dangerous, as cruel, as evil as homophobia is, and that as such, it should be identified as a hate crime? What do you think? Let me know in the comments, and I'll be using your comments in a video today.
Miss Katie is right. Vegan phobia is real, but it really makes me sad.
It is sad. And we vegans do experience hatred just because we're vegan. That being said, is it really hate towards vegans? Or is it that some non vegans feel guilt for eating animals and then they project that guilt onto us vegans in the way of anger? It's not really that they hate us personally. Besides, how do you really hate someone you don't even know? Some non vegans use the word hate when describing how they feel about us vegans. But aren't they really saying, I hate the way vegans make me feel about eating animals?
That makes sense to me. Can you elaborate further on this? I'd like to hear more of your thoughts on vegan phobia. I find the psychology aspect of this very interesting.
It's just my opinion. I'm not giving professional advice. But in other words, people who eat animals know that they are contributing to the problem of animal suffering and, of course, their premature deaths. And most people don't want to be a part of that. And when we vegans talk about animal suffering or simply mention the word veganism, it shines a spotlight on animal cruelty, and that stirs all sorts of emotions in people. And it's much easier to attack the messenger than it is to look deep down inside. At least that's my thoughts about vegan phobia. Either way, it's wrong to attack people for speaking out against animal cruelty. I personally don't hold any animosity towards non vegans. After all, most of us were raised to eat animals. It's really not about vegans versus non vegans. It's more about enlightening and educating people on veganism.
I hope they get educated soon, so my animal friends can live.
I'm with you, my friend. I think as more people educate themselves on veganism, there will be less vegan phobia. We already have too much hate in the world, and I think kindness and compassion is what we need more of. And of course, once people learn more, they'll need to open their hearts and minds to making that compassionate choice.
Let's hope that they open their hearts and minds, and make that compassionate choice soon. One final question before we go. Do you think attacks against vegans should be considered a hate crime?
Well, I support freedom of speech, but if someone commits a criminal act against a vegan just for his or her ethical beliefs, then why shouldn't it be considered a hate crime? But I believe most people wouldn't behave that way. They understand that we vegans aren't their enemies and that we're just trying to raise awareness about the horrific cruelty inflicted upon animals.
And I can certainly attest to the horrendous cruelty that animals endure inside of a factory farm. I appreciate you, and all the animal defenders who speak up for us animals. Today's topic was an important one, and it needed to be discussed.
I want to thank that vegan teacher for talking about this and inspiring others to share our thoughts on vegan phobia. I appreciate everyone who speaks up for animals. I think it's important that we vegans support our fellow animal defenders.
Absolutely. And don't forget to make that compassionate choice and go vegan. Also, be sure and like, comment, and subscribe to Donna's channel to help support her work.
Thanks very much, everybody, for watching, and I appreciate you all.